The first presidential debate is tonight, and everybody is wondering, what the fuck is going to happen? Well, here are what I think the three most likely scenarios are. The first one is Hillary Clinton does exactly what her staff is pushing her to do and what the leaks recently in Politico said that she was going to do, which is play presidential. So, in other words, their thinking is, well, the American people are going to tune into the debates and look and try to imagine who they can see as president. And if Hillary Clinton has the right posture and speaks in the right way with the right rhythm and cadence and is calm and relaxed no matter what the buffoon Trump says, well, then everything is going to be fine and dandy and people will go, I can't imagine Donald Trump being president, so let's vote for Hillary Clinton. And that's the way she'll win the debate, by saying the least amount possible. So remember, this is the most likely scenario because this is what the leaks said her strategy was. Her campaign is saying, well, this is probably how we're going to go about it. So if that were to happen, I actually think it would be an epic disaster for Hillary Clinton because there is no rope-a-dope, Hill. There is no rope-a-dope. You're not Muhammad Ali. You're Hillary Clinton. People ain't really digging you. They ain't really feeling you. You're tied with Donald Trump when it comes to unfavorables. He's beating you when it comes to how honest and trustworthy you are. So being that that's the case, you gotta fucking bash his brains in. So the most likely scenario, I think, and nobody else is saying this because, you know, they're all still on Neptune imagining that the race is like it was at the very beginning when you say, oh, Hillary Clinton has a huge lead. That's not the case. Everybody else thinks she's going to win. I think that's the most likely scenario, that she tries to play presidential, and honestly, the results of that would be she'd be laying in a pool of her own blood because Donald Trump will run circles. He'll go in there and he'll start saying stuff like, the Iraq War, she supported the Iraq War, terrible, horrible. She supported NAFTA, she supported deregulating Wall Street, he just go on and on about her record, and we all know her record does suck. Her record is right-wing. So if he keeps hitting her with that stuff and she tries to play presidential, look, that's what President Obama did in the first debate against Mitt Romney, or it may have been the second debate. I think it was the first debate, actually, in Denver, where he just kind of stood there and let Romney hit him, and then at the end of it, everybody's like, what the fuck just happened? Romney just owned Obama. This is insane. People forget that. There was a time where we were like, oh my God, Obama might lose this election big time because Romney just fucking pummeled his face in a debate. So that's the most likely scenario, and that's something you should fear. The second scenario is Hillary goes after him, but she goes after him in all the wrong ways. Look, I have no faith in Democratic strategists. I just don't. I think they suck. I think they're terrible at their job. I think they don't know what they're doing. I think they make things up, and they go based off of old models, and there's no empirical evidence that doing those strategies work. So what she could do is hit Trump, but hit Trump in ways that make everybody roll their eyes. So, you know, if Donald Trump goes out there in the debate and they're talking about the issue of terrorism, and at some point Trump says something like, we got to call it out for what it is, radical Islamic terrorism, and, you know, you have Hillary Clinton, for whatever reason, she decides, you know what, Don, that terminology is offensive. And let me tell you why it's offensive. And then you go off on that. That's a bad way to attack him, because people will just go, he's just describing, you know, fundamentalist Muslim terrorism. Like, what are you doing? Why are you objecting? It's like you're objecting just to object. You know, there's been a slew of recent Hillary Clinton ads that came out where it's like they show little girls and they put it next to clips of Donald Trump saying mean things about women. Oh, this one is a fat pig and this one's a bad person, and, you know, can I say I respect women? Not necessarily. So they play that alongside these clips of these little girls. Is this who we want our little girls to hear as president? Guys, I gotta tell you, that ad is only appealing to people who are already gonna vote for Hillary Clinton. That's not, no independent is watching that and going, yes, decorum and classiness is what we care about. No, sometimes people want a tough motherfucker and an asshole to say to other countries who they feel are fucking us over, hey, fuck off, man. They want to have somebody who's rough around the edges and who can be a dick. So it's not like a disqualifying thing. In the minds of Hillary staffers, it's like, oh, that's it. We got him. That's the disqualifying thing. We know he was an ass. He's an ass. Yeah, everybody knows he's an ass, and he won the primary in a landslide. Like, the Republicans themselves ran ads of Donald Trump. All the ad was nothing but him cursing. It was like him saying bad words. And they had like, oh, we got him, he cursed. People watched that and they were like, yeah, so what? I mean, you want to talk about PC outrage, that is PC outrage. You said naughty words like we're adults. Yeah, bitch, we're adults. So if she attacks him on the naughty language and the way you make me feel when you say these things that aren't nice, that's not going to work. So that's the second most likely scenario. And in that scenario, again, Donald Trump wins. And then the third thing is, and this is also a distinct possibility, is if Hillary Clinton, for whatever reason, rethinks it, her and her campaign rethink it, and they say, you know what? We're done fucking around with this idiot. And she goes out there and she actually decides, I'm not going to let him get away with anything. And whenever because Trump lies every 8 seconds. And it could be a policy lie, it can be a lie about something else, it doesn't matter, he just lies. Well, if Hillary goes out there with the idea in her head, I'm going to treat this like I'm talking to a crazy person at a bar, and they keep trying to get away with saying things that I know aren't true, and I don't let them get away with any of the lies, and I stop them every time they try to lie, that's how Hillary Clinton wins the debate. Guys, look, everybody knows I despise both these candidates, but there's no denying Hillary Clinton knows more about the world than Donald Trump does. Donald Trump did not know the difference between Hamas and Hezbollah in the middle of the primary. I don't know it now, but let me tell you something. When I'm president, I'll know it so well, I'll know it better than anybody else, it'll make your head spin. He didn't know the difference between the Kurds and the Quds Force. These are things a president needs to know. So, Hillary Clinton, when he goes out there and he tries to say something about policy and he fucking bungles it in 14 ways, she can say, Donald, or did you just say that? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Seriously? Do you not know what you're talking about? Oh, no. Oh my God, you don't know anything about the Middle East now, do you? Let me explain something to you, Don. So if she treats him like the petulant child that he is, and she hammers him on policy, and points out all the areas where he tries to get away with his smooth lies, then I think Hillary Clinton wins. Because then I think people walk away going, oh, what are we thinking? She's obviously competent and experienced, all those words that people like to use for her that usually don't have much meaning to it. But they look at that and they go, oh, he's just not fit. Like, he's just in over his head. You have to expose him as in over his head. And the way to do that is not to do the PC outrage. Oh, you said words that make me feel bad. The way you do it is to go, oh, you have no clue what the fuck you're talking about, do you? Do you? So, honestly, what you have to do is, people look at Hillary cold, calculating, let's keep it real. Many people say, kind of a bitch. This is how they think of her. Say, you know what? Fuck off. That's right. That's what I am. I'm going to let that flag fly. And then what I'm going to do is in the debate, I'm going to call him out every single turn because you know damn well he's going to play loose with the facts. The moderator's already saying they ain't going to fact check shit. So I'm there to fact check your ass. That's what I'm going to do. So that's also a distinct possibility. Now, the reason why Trump is most likely to win the debate, I think, other than that 2 of the 3 most likely scenarios have Trump winning the debate, is that I think it's actually true that he's going to be graded on a curve. Why do I believe that? Because Sarah Palin was graded on a curve. George Bush was graded on a curve. So people expected in, George Bush versus Al Gore, everybody expected George Bush to go out there and suck so bad that Gore owns him. Well, he didn't suck that bad. He was able to speak in full sentences, so everybody went, oh, Bush won. Bush won. Because there were much lower standards for him. Sarah Palin, same thing. People were like, oh, she's going to be the worst performer in a debate in human history. She's terrible. And then she goes out there and she's able to complete full sentences, even if she's not answering the questions. People go, oh, that wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Sarah Palin won the debate. So graded on a curve is what's happening there. Donald Trump, I see articles today, Hillary Clinton already won the debate. You're making it so that people are going to say Donald Trump won the debate for sure because you're setting the bar so high for Hillary by declaring she already won that all Trump needs to do is show up with fucking pants on. Everybody's going to go, oh my God, he's presidential. Look at that. He wins. So he is going to be graded on a curve no matter what. And also the fact that the moderators are saying, we're not going to fact check. Look, Hillary Clinton's a legendary liar. Don't get me wrong. But it is statistically true that, for example, when you go to a site like PolitiFact and sites that do this for a living where they fact check different candidates, Donald Trump lies more than Hillary Clinton. It's true. They both lie. They're both horrific liars. Hillary's one of the worst in the Democratic Party, but Donald Trump lies more. So with the moderator saying, no, we're not actually going to fact check anything, well, that means he's going to get away with more of his lies. So he is going to be graded on a curve, and that is going to make it so that Hillary has to crush in order for people to just say, I think she won. So I think this is how the debate's going to go down. It's more likely that people are going to say Trump wins at the end of it. There's a chance Hillary wins, but I think the only path for a Hillary victory is if she goes balls to the wall, full out, I'm taking no shit mode, and embrace the inner bitch and say, yeah, I'm a bitch, but you know what? I'm a bitch who gets shit done and who knows more than this fascist buffoon next to me. That's how you're going to have to act if you want to win Hillary, and I just don't see it in them. And we're going to get to the story later. In fact, it's the very next story about how Hillary Clinton thinks she should be doing in the race versus how she is doing. And I think this says a lot about how wrong their strategy has been. Like, they panic and they think, why am I not winning by so much more? And then in that panic and frustration, they double down on the wrong strategy. So they think, oh my God, I should be winning by much more. Why am I not winning by much more? Okay, I got an idea. Let me run further to the right. Let me act more presidential. And let me do everything that's the opposite of what I should be doing. In other words, I should be more progressive, I should be more liberal, and I should be more aggressive against Donald Trump. But I'm not going to do that. In my panic, because I'm down, I'm going to do the thing that's going to put me more down. Terrible, terrible, terrible. So I think it's most likely Trump wins. Hillary can win if she says no shit and absolutely no bullshit, and I'm just going to go after him as hard as I can. And we'll see what happens, man. But I'm excited to cover it tomorrow, and I'm excited to watch it tonight.